James Blouse enjoyed conversations with his elderly mother, and he recorded them, video recorded them, so that he thought after she'd gone, he would have a record of those conversations. But at the same time, he was developing a career in AI, and he realized that he could do more than that with these recorded conversations. And so he turned them into a chatbot, which AI created. And when it came to her funeral, instead of a eulogy, mourners were invited to ask the image of his late mother, which appeared on the screen, questions about her life, which she answered. They may not have been the questions that he asked when he was talking with her, but AI had looked at all the information and was able to answer almost any question that a mourner asked. He has developed this, and it's called Hereafter, an app which has a most terrible pun. And I was led to think about this as someone who often conducts funerals, and whether this would be a help. I can see why it might be help historically. Marina Smith, who died a couple of years ago, was a campaigner for Holocaust survivors, and the same thing was done for her by her son Stephen. And one can see why historically there may be some value for the wider world in being able to see and hear someone recounting their participation in historical events. But whether there's any value in an individual person, an ordinary person like you or me, doing this and leaving the possibility of this kind of memorial, I rather doubt. I do think that being able to ask someone who's died questions that you didn't ask them while they were alive might be something that could jog those of us who have elderly parents or other people that we think might be who we're very fond of and nearing the end of their life. There might be questions we want to ask them that we might regret not having asked if we don't ask them now, and I think that's perhaps a useful nudge. But whether or not it helps the grief process, I'm very doubtful. I think life is about endings. All through life, things end and we have to grieve their loss and move on. The hydrangea that you see behind me, I'm very sad to see that having passed its prime and now getting to the point where it's going eventually to lose all its glory. And it's just a symbol of all the different things in life which come and go. And the same is true of people. And I think it's really important that we allow ourselves to grieve the loss of people. And one firm called Deep Brain has actually not just turned conversations with living people into chatbots when they've died, but actually created avatars so that you can have somebody in your family life on a screen participating in life as it was before they died. And I think this kind of denial of endings is not going to do anybody any good. It may feel comforting, and perhaps some years after the person has died it may be a nice thing to do, but not in the immediate aftermath of a loss. We need to grieve losses of all sorts, however painful that may be, because it's such an important part of the way life is and of being a human being.